Mic check.
Hello internet, welcome back to my monthly series, which I review books. Yeah, I'm outside today and it's very cold and I'm shivering like crazy. Yeah, it's December, so what do you expect here in Texas?
We make it look easy.
Anyways, I read 2 books this month, and those 2 books were, drum roll please, Crying in H. Mart by Michelle Zauner, aka Japanese Breakfast. This book is an autobiography of Michelle's upbringings and what led her to where she is right now. This is the book right here. Yeah, it's like noodles and everything. It's pretty cool. She dives in many topics within the book. One of the main topics she dives into was her mother's loss and how it affected her mentally. She shares her connection with food and her mother. However, she tries to find ways to cope with her loss, and that leads her to figure out that the disconnect she has with her Korean cultures. So yeah, that's kind of like a brief summary of the book. This book is quite an emotional ride, and it gives you a sense of relatability towards Michelle, as I relate from my perspective that I have the same disconnect feeling with my Hispanic culture, being an immigrant's child. I really connected with her experience growing up. Although I don't know much about Korean culture, this book educated me more about it. I'm really thankful for that. And if I really had to rate this book, I'll rate this book a 9 because I love Japanese Breakfast and their music, and reading the book made me even like them even more. Yeah, I think if you read the book and listen to the music at the same time, it's such a good experience. I totally recommend y'all doing that. So yeah, that was the book. Next book is
Jingle bell, jingle bell, jingle bell rock. Jingle bells swing and jingle bells ring. Snowing and blowing up bushels of fun.
the next book is Letters from Father Christmas by J.R.R. Tolkien. It's this creator that made Lord of the Rings. He made a Christmas book. But this Christmas book is for his kids, and he wrote letters towards his kids, but as Father Christmas. So yeah, let me give you a brief summary of the book. From every December, I think it started like in the 1920s, Santa Claus / the author of the book, he will write letters towards his kids. He'll tell them about the tales that they're having at the North Pole, and sometimes he'll bring like interesting characters such as the polar bear or his reindeers into it, and his like elves, and it talks about a lot about like their silly adventures and how one time the polar bear crashed into the roof of their house, so Santa Claus had to move into a new house. That was one of the tales, and there comes pictures with it too, so it helps you even better to understand. And the pictures are so cool and beautiful. Let me show you some right now. Yeah, those were some of the pictures, and those are so cool. And I think they're really beautiful, and they make the book even better. What are my thoughts on the book? My thoughts on the book is, for Christmas, it's one of the best books to get if you're like a kid. Even as a grown adult, you'll like it still. It's kind of funny, but it's more silly. If you wanna like feel joyful for Christmas, I think this book is good. So I'll rate it I'll give it a 7. I enjoyed it, and I think y'all will enjoy it as much as I do if you really read it on Christmas, because I decided to read it on Christmas out of all the days. So yeah, those were the 2 books I read in December. Also, Merry Christmas to you all, and I hope y'all have a Happy New Year too. And thank you to all of y'all for watching. I am really joyful. I didn't even think I was gonna make this series all the way to the end, to the year, and it's really surprised me. I'm actually like quite amazed that I did this series for so long now. Thank you all so much for my day 1 fans. Even though I don't get that much views, I still enjoyed making this series, and I love you all. Bye.